Sean here again with Fit Chat video. I hope you liked the last installment. If you did, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, give us a like, or throw a comment down below if you've got a question or you just want to give me a pat on the back. That'd be great. Or even a little bit of hate mail is fine as well. I'll retort as best I can there. Today I wanted to talk about step loading and periodization in training. So as you can see, we've got our title here because every graph needs a title. Down our vertical axis is volume, and along the bottom is weeks. That would be training weeks. Here there's 12 because that's a usual kind of training macro cycle. And it doesn't really matter what sport you do. I know I'm always talking about running and boxing, what have you, because they're my two things. But if you're a triathlete, bike rider, rugby player, yoga person, this would apply to you in the same way. If you see up here, I've got the 10% rule, and in the first 3 weeks of each mesocycle, which is a month, we're going to build the volume by only 10% each week. And then at the end of that month, we're going to observe the light week. And this is really important. You need to take this light week to allow your body to recover, get rid of a bit of fatigue and get rid of the monotony in training. And then when we move on from our rest week, you'll notice that we go back into the 10% rule. We have a rest week again, and then we go 10% rule again. And I suppose down the bottom here, you would have perhaps your race, event, fight night. The advantages of this program, well, let's face it, the disadvantages are for people, especially in the West, who are time poor, think they need to get everything done as fast as they can. They don't really enjoy the light weeks in a training cycle, and they don't often like to observe the 10% rule because they think they're getting there slower. But if you look at it properly, if you go too steep here, especially in impact sports like running, you are going to fall off a cliff. So what you'll do is you'll build up too fast, and then you'll go down to 0 for about 6 months while you fix your injury, your fatigue, your glandular fever, whatever the hell you end up with. If you don't like observing the light week, and let's face it, we're all on a schedule, the way I write my programs is my trajectory stays the same even with the light week. So if you watch this line going up, well, that's a bit flat there, but the idea is to have that as a straight line. So really, you're getting a week for free, and because you rested, you can jump back up a little bit further and get back into the training. So you really haven't missed anything at all. You'll come back fresh, your injuries may have died down or gone away, you've had that little bit of extra time to sleep, your mental edge will be totally different. So that's the way I like to write my programs, and I find that it's pretty much a necessity to at least give yourself an easy week every month. And I think even from a social aspect, it doesn't hurt to have a blowout every now and then, and that could be during those weeks. I know that some things aren't really flexible with dates and what have you, friends getting married on a certain day, whatever that might be in the middle of your training cycle. I think there's only one man who would miss a wedding for a training cycle, and I'm related to him. Ideally, with any step loading program, you don't really want to start from 0, and you can see here that we've started some way up the volume scale there. So what I would advise before you get into something serious is to do perhaps back here 1 month base or adaptation phase. So by the time you hit your training over here, it's not all brand new to you. You don't get that terrible soreness in week 1. You're not really tight trying to step up when all your body wants to do is rest. So an introductory or adaptation month is fantastic, and then 3 months of training. After your event, it's time to have a bit of a rest. The great Alberto Salazar says he works his years into 2 times 20-week cycles, whereby they'll train hard for 20 weeks and then observe about a month rest, recuperation before they go into their next cycle of training. And I think that if you put your rest in the diary early and then take the rest, and then you're in a better headspace to get back into training. That's Fit Chat video. Also, to let you know, I'm launching my Gold Coast Marathon and Half Marathon training programs over the next week. So this kind of stuff will be part of that. So if you're, especially for my Queensland viewers, hit me up. I'll be selling programs over the next week. Also, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or you can just send me an email or call me.